Hey folks, how you doing? Welcome back. It's Charlie. It is Friday, November 22nd, 2019. It's about 12:05, 12:06 in the afternoon. Um where do I start? Where do I start? So much. Excuse me, I've had this morning has been just a bit trying. It started pretty much yesterday. Um I had one of you beautiful viewers uh, donate some money to me to carry me over, and I'm ever so grateful for that. Um, so the whole thing with the Uber and the lost phone and the recovery fee for them charging. Um, Sherman, let's turn back the Wayback Machine. Let's go back a few years ago when I started when I was homeless and I started working for the sushi restaurant. Um, I was really happy, really content that um, I was able to get a job, and one of the things that helped me secure a job, which a lot, and I would have to say most homeless people don't have, is an address. So without a job here in America, without an address, you cannot get a job. Just like if you don't have a home address, you can't put your child in school. So, which is another challenge for homeless families or homeless individuals with small children. It's always a challenge. So you're having to lie with a fake address or ask a friend if you can use their address uh, to enroll your child in school while you're homeless. Because you want your child to have an education. So in the homeless sector, you can't get a job. So for all you folks that say, "Oh, look at these freaking homeless. All they got to do is get a job." Well, it's not that easy. We have no way. How are we going to tell a prospective employer, I'm willing to work, I can do this. Well, what's your address? Well, you can't. And why can't we? For the legal reason of tax purposes. The US government wants us, we need to have an address. That falls into everything, the census, everything, statistic, everything that the government needs to have for the IRS, you need to have an address. So I was lucky enough previously the year before to get an address. Now, the common thing is, well, why don't you just get a mailbox? Again, here's the problem in getting a simple mailbox. God, it's so freaking easy. Just get a mailbox. No. Go to the post office, get a mailbox. No. To get a post office box, whether it's a FedEx, a UPS, or a US Postal, or even one of these mom and pop smaller mailbox places, you need two forms of ID. You need a state ID, a passport, military ID. Who has that? Most homeless people that I know don't even have IDs. How are they supposed to get an ID? Well, just put down. You can't just put down. You can't put down. It's not as simple as that. It's very difficult. There used to be a point where actually, here in California, especially here in Pasadena, you could actually use the county office where you get your food stamps and your GR as an address, but they did away with that privilege or that gift maybe a couple of years ago. So they don't even do that. So yeah, there's a challenge. Most homeless people want to work, but with the lack of having an address, that's not possible. So there we still stay on the concrete, out on the streets, jobless. That out of the way. So when I got hired, um, Mark Horvath from Invisible People asked me, "Charlie, well, that's great. You got a job. You're on your way up. You're doing something great." I go, "Yeah, Mark. I was just so happy. I got a job." So He actually bought me my month's bus pass, and that here in Los Angeles, 1 month's bus pass is $100. A $25 a week bus pass and a 1 day bus pass for all day use is $750. It's very expensive. Public transportation is pretty expensive. And we have different municipalities that have their own bus systems, cities and everything else. And they range. A 1 day fare for the metro is $1.75. The Foothill Transit, $1.75. The Pasadena Arts Transit System is $75. All those are expected to kind of go up. We don't know really how much, but 2019, the fares are going to be increasing, especially here in Metro because they're doing a lot of extensions. They're extending the Gold Line out to the east side. The Purple Line, they just got done renovating, I believe, the Blue Line. Millions and millions of dollars. So the cost comes out of our pocket. That's understandable. That's fine. So we want transportation. We got to pay, through the nose. So I was getting paid very, very well. I was getting paid very handsomely, actually. My first paycheck was, I'm not going to tell you how much, but it was huge. So I decided to, like almost any normal homeless person that has money available, or if they have a few dollars, we want to be able to be in a motel or a hotel or whatever we could afford, just to get one night off the damn streets. Whether it's summertime or wintertime, we will hustle, we will panhandle, whatever. And here in Pasadena, the motels start off at about $80, $90 plus, $100 exceeding, $125 for one night. Very expensive. On Colorado Row, very expensive. Even the most affordable, cheap budget motels, no less than $80, $90 a night. So I didn't care. I had the money. I had the paycheck. I was working. Wasn't complaining. And I was using Lyft and Uber. Back then, I had Green Dot, which is another way that homeless people, we can't have a bank account. Again, lack of address, blah, 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 blah. No birth certificate, no ID, no passports. We can't open up bank accounts. So homeless people rely on Green Dot. And I was doing that. I was doing the Green Dot. It cost about $5, $6 to go to the supermarket to get what's called a money pack to be able to load up money. So if you want to load up $50 on your Green Dot card, you got to go to Rite Aid or Walgreens or whatever, get a Green Dot money pack, and they charge you anywhere from $5 to $6 to load up said $50. So $55 to load up money on your account. And I was using that for transportation for Lyft and Uber as my method of payment. So prior to that, I had PayPal, I think, approached me, and I had one of these junk mails, and I was looking at PayPal. So I got a PayPal account, which was, to me, it was a step up, and I liked it because it was easier to use PayPal. And I love PayPal. So when I got my PayPal account and I started doing the direct deposit on my paychecks, and I had let go of Green Dot. I didn't want Green Dot anymore. I just didn't need it. I switched over to PayPal. When I had entered my PayPal account, my debit card, into the Uber, well, first it was in the Lyft. They said that they didn't recognize PayPal. They wouldn't accept PayPal as a form of payment for the rideshare. Uber did the same thing, and I'm like, oh, doggone it. All right, fine. So with Uber or Lyft, I just started buying the cards, which is, it's not going to cost you any more. The $25 card, the $50 card, the $100 card, what you see is what you're going to pay. You're not going to get taxed anymore on that. That's fine. So I started doing that. They said Uber didn't recognize my card or whatever. Now with Uber, I don't know how it is for an Apple or other Android phones, but on my phone, when I listed my debit card information, um, they ran it. They said they got back to me within seconds. It says, "Yeah, we can't accept your debit card. Do you have anything else?" And I'm like, "No." And I'm like, "Well, the hell with it. I'll just get Uber cards. It's no big deal. I work at Target. There's all sorts of gift cards throughout the store, so it was easy. No big deal, you know. Payday rolls around. I'll get an Uber card, and there's my form. You get the Uber card. You scratch it off. You enter the numbers. Boom, you have instant money. So when I lost the phone, and they told me, Uber had told me that they emailed me and they said, "Charlie, the driver contacted us. They said that you dropped your phone in the car. Here is the name of the driver. Here is the driver's phone number. Contact him so you can get your phone back." And I'm thinking, well, great. Let me digress here real quick. Because previous to that, when I was checking out of a motel, one day I left my sleeping bag in the Lyft car. This was with Lyft. And I was like, oh, darn. I was upset. That's my sleeping bag because I wasn't always at full time. The most I could afford was maybe 4 nights at a motel, and I was blowing my entire paycheck on that. I remember that's at least about $100. Okay, so Lyft contacted me and they said, okay, well, if you want your property, right off the bat, they made it crystal clear that it's going to cost me $15. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Thank you for letting me know, but I'm not going to pay $15 on a $10 sleeping bag that I bought at Big Five. I'll just simply go back to Big Five and get another sleeping bag for $10. And if I'm lucky enough, I'll hit the sale and I'll get it for like $5.98 or $6.98. No big deal. So I switched over fully with Uber. I had no knowledge or what their practices were or whatever. Um, so I did that. And then I tried to do my PayPal. They wouldn't accept it. So then I went to the Uber cards. Getting back to the driver. So when they gave me the information of the driver, I couldn't contact him that evening. It wasn't until the following business day that the driver actually called me. He says, "Charlie, I'm in the Pasadena area. I have your phone. I want to return it to you." And I'm thinking, oh, thank goodness, great. This guy rocks. He is a superstar. He's going to give me my phone. Yes, I needed my phone. All right, fine. Came, gave my phone. "Thank you so much. God bless you. You just saved me a ton." He's like, "Oh, no problem. You just have a great day." I go, "You have a blessed day. Thank you." An hour later, I get an email from Uber saying, "Charlie, the driver informed us he gave your phone. Fine. That's going to be a $15 charge. But we noticed that you don't have enough money on your Uber account, which is the Uber card." I believe I had maybe $7, $6 or $7 left on my Uber account. And to and from work, depending on the time of day, I don't know if the stars need to be aligned or the planets or Sagittarius is in, I don't know. But depending, the ride will fluctuate anywhere from $9 to $12. Again, given the time of day or whatever, maybe there's a cat crossing the street. I don't know. So, and I'm thinking, okay, no big deal. They're certainly not going to get my card because they already declined my card as for non-payment. They wouldn't recognize my card as to be able to use it for payment for ride shares. And I'm like, I'm not worried. Plus, when you enter your information on Uber, I don't remember how it is on Lyft. With Lyft, yeah, you can switch it out. But with Uber, the information that you put in there stays in there. Now, if you try to switch it, it won't allow you to switch it, nor will it allow you to abolish your credit information on that page. What is there stays there. So, and I'm thinking, well, there's no big deal. They wouldn't take my card to pay for a lousy $9 ride. No big deal. They're not going to take money, $15 from my account. So when one of you folks donated money to me, I was like really happy. I was like jazzed. That morning, I was able to go to McDonald's, have my cup of coffee, have my peace of mind, and I'm thinking, okay, once I get off work, I'll be able to go get some groceries, whatever, and I'll be cool until payday. That wasn't the case. That evening, by the time I got home from work, I was checking to see how much I had left before I would go to the store, and Uber went into my PayPal account and stole $15 from my PayPal account on that count that they said was not good enough to pay for a ride, for a measly $10, $12 ride. But they took the $15 from something they said was not recognized. I'm telling you folks this because we as folks, as common, and I know they have their legalities or whatever, just like all of us. You go somewhere, whenever you pay for admission or a ticket, you're under contractual purposes of whatever that place is, a business or taxi cab or ride share, movie theater, amusement park. There's contractual agreements that we do not know. We as common folks don't know because we don't care. We're thinking that things are going to be on an honest level. I gave you my money. You're going to treat me respectable and treat me with however you're going to treat me as a fair customer. You're not going to deceive me. You're not going to cheat me. You're not going to lie to me. I'll give you my $12 or I'll give you my $125 plus whatever admission cost to Disneyland. Whatever it is, that's the understating, right? Understanding. So when they did that, I was like, okay, well, I only have $7 left on my Uber account. They could just keep it. I'm going to close my Uber account and that's fine. I don't care because they didn't tell me that they were going to charge me $15 for the recovery of my cell phone. Not like Lyft did with my sleeping bag. Hey, you want your sleeping bag back? It's going to be $15 right off the bat. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's unheard of. I never thought about that. When you come into my store, you lose something, you leave something behind, you leave your cell phone, your wallet, and that happens all the time. Shoppers come into Target, they leave their property, they're in a frenzy, especially moms and dads with screaming and kicking children and all this. Have a tendency to lay something down on a shelf and forget about what you're doing. That's fine. Oh, hi, I was just in there. I left my wallet, my cell phone, my credit card. So a lot that happens. People leave their card on the counter or sometimes chipped in. Oh, yeah, sure, no problem. You come over here. Okay. Hi, I'm the one that called. I left my wallet or blah, blah, blah. Sure, no problem. Here it is. Thank you. Oh, thank you, guys. You just fantastic. We don't charge you for the recovery of your lost item that you lost for whatever frenzy or whatever reason that you lost your item. We don't charge you. I don't think any retailer really does that for lost and found. It's lost and found, right? You would think that same applies to any kind of business. No. They need to make money. They want to charge you. And from what I understand now, with Uber, the driver gets 1/3 of that $15 share. They keep the 2/3, so the driver gets only $5. They keep the $10. Now here's where they're cheating the drivers. The people at Uber, Lyft, or whatever that are doing this, that's all they do. This. Oh, lost item. All right. Fine. Driver gets $5. The driver's doing all the work. He's the one that's running around. Oh, this is to cover the fees or the cost or the trouble that the driver has to come back and give you your property or whatever. Okay, I'm thinking that driver's going to get the $15. No, they only get 1/3. Uber gets 2/3 of it. So not only are they screwing you and I, but they're also screwing the driver over. The person that's bringing in the business for them, the person that's making really not so good money, um, is getting also cheated by their employer. Go figure, right? So Uber stole money from my bank account. They didn't give me any forewarning. They didn't say anything. I'm under the impression that I have nothing to fear because they wouldn't accept my card as a form of payment. So why would they take money from my debit card for the $15 fee? That is not the case. So you folks out there, um, be on the aware that Uber is doing unlawful practices. They are cheating. And I have a friend out there. It's like, oh, if you're gonna do it, don't do a video on YouTube about this. I need to. It's like you might get in trouble. I don't care at this point. What am I gonna get in trouble for? What are they gonna sue me? They can't sue me for slander because everything that's happened and I'm saying is true. I have the emails. They sent me an email. Email number 1. Driver's name, driver's phone number, contact them, get your property back. Everything will be copacetic. That happened the next day. An hour later, after receiving my property back, I get an email. Oh, we're going to charge you. Well, you're going to charge me. Why didn't you tell me this? At least I would have had some time whether or not it was actually going to be worth it to me. And it is, but you need to tell us. You need to tell me. You need to tell everybody before. You just don't give the impression that, oh yeah, sure, just contact the driver. You'll get your property back. No big deal. And then turn around and say, oh yeah, well, you got your property back. That's fine. It's going to cost you now $15. This is, excuse my language, a GD deception on a business that we as consumers work hard as hell to pay for these services. I went and did business with this company thinking that I have nothing to fear. Everything will be cool. Uber is a damn thief. This is not cool. And yes, there's legalities and everything, but as I said, the commonality of people like you and I doing business on an employment level with anybody, we're entrusting them, we're giving them money. So we're expecting to be treated fair and with honesty and just maybe a minute amount of respect. Don't treat me like a dummy, but obviously I got treated like an imbecile and I fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Give him his property back and then we'll charge him. Yeah, that's not cool. So I'm doing this because I don't care about any consequences. I challenge. They want to sue me? Fine, sue me. But I am telling you, America, at least here, do not do business with Uber anymore. Demand that they change or they cease or sell or get rid of, or please, some other corporation, some other big giant, buy them Amazon, buy Uber, and treat us with some respect. This is all we want, is clarity. So much now in this entire country, clarity is all we want. Like I have clarity with you, my subscribers, in every facet, just about every facet with the most personal things that you do not know. But other than that, I have clarity with you folks because I respect you. You're going to take the time out to listen to me 5 minutes, 20 minutes, or 29 minutes. You want to know from me, and I will give you the honest. That's why my channel isn't doing stunts. I'm not doing food. I'm not eating 30 pounds of food. I'm not doing food. This is me. This is me from homelessness now to being housed, being employed, being able to almost, no, that's a different subject, trying to pay bills, trying to make ends meet. So when a company treats me like this or you, it's not fair. It's not fair practices. So I ask you, please call, do something. And I know most of you will say, yeah, Charlie, you're right. But God, you know what? I still kind of need Uber or Lyft or whatever. And I'm not saying this about Lyft. Lyft, I'm probably going to go switch back to Lyft. But with Uber, most definitely, do not do business. I implore you, write to them, call them, tell them how fair. I'm already going to be reporting them. It's just unfair business practices. Just it's not right. It's deceitful. It's misleading. They need to definitely let you know that if you do call them and say that I lost property, all right, Mr. and Mrs. So and so, we understand, but in order to retrieve your property and let the driver know your property is going to cost you this much. Do you still want it or not? Let us decide whether we want it or not. Don't turn around and stab us in the back. We work hard for our money. We just want to be treated with a little bit of honesty and respect. That's all. But obviously you can't do that. Can you, Uber? Is that why you're having so many problems? I don't know. So, whether it's you folks saying something, speaking up to Uber, or you, Uber, call me and talk to me, you stole money from my bank account on an account that you said wasn't good enough to pay for a ride. And you turn around and take money from said account. Disgusting. All right, folks, that's it. You know the rest. You know the ending. I will talk to you later. I love you all. Have a great Friday and have a safe trip out there. It's going to be nuts on the holiday travel for Thanksgiving. Please be safe. Just be careful. All right? Have a fantastic destination trip. And if you're not traveling, that's great. Just remember about Uber. I love you.